March 2008, the DNA from Angie Samota's killer was entered into CODIS, the National DNA Database. And finally, police had the answer that had eluded them for 23 and a half years.
We got the break we were looking for. We got the match.
I received a call, and it was the detective, and she said, "We got him." My mind immediately went to Russell. Who else could have done it?
And then she says to you,
It's not Russell.
"It's not Russell."
It's not Russell. You could not have shocked me anymore. Everything I had known my whole life was just gone. This whole time I thought this guy had done it, and it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
DNA, as we now know, does not lie. The sample taken from Angie Samota's body did not match Russell Buchanan. Did you feel guilty for having done everything you
To put somebody behind bars? Well, yeah.
done everything you could
Yes.
to convict Russell and send him to death row?
Yes, absolutely. Of course I did. You know, I thought this guy was it, and absolutely I was going to get him. And he wasn't the guy. So everything that I thought was truth was not truth anymore. And yes, I felt very guilty. Still do.
She felt guilty. Russell felt anything but. All those years, he'd been unaware of how hard Sheila had worked to convict him. All he'd known was the intense heat police had applied. But even now, Russell just can't seem to get the words, "I told you so," out of his mouth.
It doesn't change anything. Angie's life hasn't been resurrected. But my role, or lack of role, in this case was put to rest. I no longer had to wonder anymore about who perpetrated this horrible crime. I no longer had to live with the idea that there were people in the police department that thought I had perpetrated this crime.
The Dallas police called him on the phone to apologize.
The police sergeant was very, very thoughtful. He said, on behalf of the Dallas Police Department, I want to tell you that we apologize for anything that we may have done to have accused you of a crime in this case, and we wish you well.
Wait a minute.
Didn't hurt my feelings at all. They made me feel great.
And you were okay with that? That's
Sure.
all it took?
You bet.
How many interrogations?
I have no idea.
Holding the crime scene photos up in front of you?
me, yeah. Not a happy experience.
And then they apologized, and you're like, well, all right, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I refuse to allow this incident to define who I am. I have moved on. I harbor no ill feelings towards the Dallas Police Department. Never have. I happen to be an innocent bystander, falsely accused, but life goes on. In fact, I was thrilled that they called me to offer an apology.
But he does think about what might have happened.
What if I had said I could not go out that Friday evening? I wouldn't be here. I would not have even been considered a suspect. So the fate of that one decision to go out one evening cast a very long shadow, not only for Angie, but for everyone else involved.
And there's an even bigger question for Russell. What if he hadn't been able to hire a lawyer? He was, prosecutors say, an eyelash away from being arrested for Angie's rape and murder. If you believe that he was attracted to Angie, he had motive. He had opportunity. He didn't have an alibi. Now you add failing a polygraph.
All the evidence pointed towards him.
It was all circumstantial.
Correct.
In the mid-'80s, that was the kind of thing that got you locked up.
Got a lot of people locked up.
So who was the man behind the DNA match? And what story would he tell?
Coming up, a killer revealed.
I remember the air being sucked out of the room, and the feeling that I'm in the presence of pure evil.
But what would a jury see? When In the Middle of the Night continues.